Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for February 16th, 2025. Hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day, great weekend, and another week, another Megatron. It seems like Megatrons are getting made in almost the same quantity as Optimus Primes, but we'll get into this. MMC. We've got some NECA stuff, turtle related, but motorcycle related. Interesting stuff going on. We've got sales. I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing on sale, discount, pre-orders that are popping up here and there. Just a few things, some loose ends to tie up, some stuff getting canceled. So it's kind of one of those weird things. We see stuff getting canceled. Toonami's canceling the Robotech wave. And then we've got another 89 Batman. I don't know the price. I need to find the price on this, but we'll talk about that. Of course, a whole story on that. We've got some Star Trek. Well, since there's no Star Wars news at all, we're going to go ahead and just talk about Star Trek instead. Hope everybody's okay with that. Well, there's some, I guess, old news that's new again coming up. As always, starting out with what's new at Show Z Store. This is a fourth-party Transformers G1 Megatron. It looks to be exactly like the original, with the styrofoam, with the box, and all that great stuff. And I saw it for $120, and I was going to get it. I thought, maybe let's wait a few days and see if they mark it down a little bit. And the next day it went to $143. They're not playing games. Looks like it's going to be running a little low. I'm probably going to sell it fast. I haven't bought mine yet. And if you guys want me to get one, just tell me. Enough of y'all down below say, Mike, pick one up, because compared to the original and all that, I will definitely get one. But $143, and it probably won't last long. Takara Masterpiece MPG-16 Nucleon Quest Super Convoy Optimus Prime with trailer, and it's basically a black version of the Super Genrai or Power Master Optimus Prime, and it is pretty cool. Probably more interesting than yet the original one. Yeah, that was $20 down, by the way. No price just yet. In this fans hobby, MB-18 Energon Optimus Prime and MB-25 Wing Saber set of 2. And that is $2 down for a deposit only. Now, this doesn't constitute more Optimus Primes than Megatrons. These are already announced, but they're up for pre-order. Getting into the first Masterpiece story of the week, we have this CT Toys CT10 Super Leader Transformers Optimus Prime. It is made of ABS and diecast, 11.81 inches tall, releasing the fourth quarter of 2025. And I did find this somewhere else, but Show Z actually had more information than any other place about this, and so I am just reading it off there. Now, CT Toys, but somebody else put it in as Cute Toys, so I'm not even sure if that was like a mistake, where the other place I found it said Cute Toys versus CT Toys. But nevertheless, the one on the left is the Cute Toys or CT Toys version, and the one on the right I believe is to be the original, but with no price just yet. It will be interesting to see how this turns out, how this shapes up, but so far it's looking pretty good. So there are pre-orders going up for this. This is the Flame Toys Beast Megatron, and it is kind of like all the other ones they have. It's a model kit, Fury model, and it looks pretty good. It's a little on the stylized side, as you can see with some of these pictures in here, kind of showing you everything it does. But overall, if you're interested in this stuff, now's the time to go get it. Two places that were recommended, BBTS and Robot Kingdom, are coming soon. eToys and D4 Toys are the two that it's up for pre-order currently. So it looks like we've got a picture of a in-hand picture combined Mecha Invasion, which, according to just quickly looking over on Show Z, I don't see that any of these have actually released yet. They're still on pre-order, but they have a picture of it combined. Now, with this, I can't ascertain 100% if this is reuse of parts, because I think there's going to be the ability to scramble city it a little bit and swap arms and legs, or if this is every component put together, but still, that's how it looks. So really, You could make this look more or less a G1 look, or you can make it look as stylized as you want, I believe. That's looks like how it's going to be in a way, but then, of course, those feet are way different than what you got with an original G1, and the feet are always a challenge on Devastator, to be honest, but I do want it to look like G1 for me. But still, with this one, it looks pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be in on this. I did have one pre-ordered, but I don't think I'm in on it. But 2 Masterpiece scale bots for $88 or $90 is not a bad price if you're on this. So you're looking at about under $300 out the door to get the whole set. All right, it's got a picture of Unique Toys, and this is what they call their R09 Red Destroyer. This is the test shot of it, which looks quite interesting. Looks pretty mean, pretty evil. I'm very happy with the most recent figure we got from DX9, which is the Red Storm, or their Sideswipe, and I'm looking for more of that coming out. But this is, I believe, for a live action movie character, and they're digging deeper, like we just talked about on Friday. They're going deep. They're going a little bit more obscure, although I don't believe live action movies are really obscure. It's just more, how big is that market, and tapping into a market that might not be there, or might not be too much. But still, this one looks very impressive, very interesting, very cool, very visually stimulating. This one is called Red Destroyer. So this week we got an MMC Megatron, and it looks like a blend between a G1 and a bit of stylized. They call it the R53 Tyrantron Rise. And I've got a few pictures of it. Here he's holding the Energon mace connected to a chain, and that's a little different than what we usually see. It's usually all clear, but I think the spiky ball is clear. But you can still see they do have the squigglies on the chest like the original G1 gun does, and all of that fun stuff. And here he is pointing, because it's so rude to point. And unless Prime does it, he's being a leader. When Megatron does it, he's just being rude. And he does have his cannon. So the cannon looks different. It's not the same, but again, MMC will do something a bit on the stylized, which someone's going to say it's IDW, it's from a different lore, but then they'll turn around down the road and they'll make something super G1. And here's the alt mode, and what they'll do is, well, I thought it was interesting that they put the squigglies from the chest, it made it over into the very front of it. That was kind of interesting. Kind of a cool take on that, but it's a tank. It's a tank, not a gun, so it depends on how you feel about these things, if you're going to like it or not. But anyway, MMC. Does the term Stormbringer Megatron mean anything to anybody? Anyway, moving into, I guess we're done with Masterpiece, going into something that's Legends in a way. This is the Blokies, and they have what they call their Wave 2, the Overthrow Full Reveal. Okay, robots. In robots, you get Bumblebee, Wheeljack, Ironhide, Soundwave, Starscream, Inferno, Bone Crusher, Ultra Magnus, White, Optimus Prime, Redeco, Inferno, Bone Crusher, and Bumblebee and Hook are vehicles. So the answer to the question is no, none of them transform, but you can get bots or you can get vehicles now if you want to, and you can save your time on, you don't have to transform it, so you save some time there, I guess. Then this really does kind of get into the debate. And then these guys, I think, are the chase figures. Metallic Starscream, Shattered Glass, Bumblebee, Coronation Starscream, Armored Bumblebee. And the pictures in this are, in my opinion, a little bit too super deformed for what I would want to collect. But then they have some that look spot on to G1 too. And then they have this Megatron. I saw a picture of this sprue of it, and I think this is fantastic. So much different than those other pictures we're looking at, and I'm wondering, is this more of a deluxe one? What's going on with this? But still, this is pretty impressive G1-esque Megatron. Again, lots of Megatrons that I'm seeing this week. And then I found this picture, which shows, it appears that you can swap parts out, make them look damaged and destroyed, or see the innards, or for whatever reason. This is interesting. This is interesting thing. But this is all labeled under Blokies as some sort of a Blokies thing. I don't own a single Blokie, so I can't really speak to it too much. But early prototype samples of Blokies, Action Edition, Transformers Megatron, and Optimus Prime. And of course, the No Trab on Weibo is the one that seems to be getting all this stuff early. Well, I guess we're back to Hasbro stuff now. It's about all I had for Legends. There really wasn't much going on in Legends this week. Not much going on in Masterpiece either. The truth is that I think when TFCon hits, and of course we do have Chinese New Year lingering over us still with like lack of reveal coming out. And so people got to get back to work and things got to happen and moving. And then we see more news about all of that. But Hasbro is still sitting there going, what can we hit reprint? Let's see. Reprint. No work at all. Reprint. Okay, we want this. Well, I think they made a few changes to the Sandstorm, but they're putting it out in the Legacy United box, and they're just making pretty much the same one. I looked at this one, and I looked up the old one, and yeah, they look the same. I mean, there's one on eBay right now for sale that's used that somebody's been messing with for like $37 or something like that. But, or maybe it was more than that. Anyhow, Sandstorm, I think it's a decent mold. I think it's a decent version, and I like it better than Generations. So for a reissue, it's a good idea. Speaking of reissues, somebody in the comments let me know that they got their Cosmos. This was so hard to get because it was short packed at the end of the wave, at the last wave syndrome, and they didn't make very many. They just really didn't think very clear about it. It was the Walmart exclusives that weren't selling well, so the last wave got low production numbers. Now they're reissuing this, and BBTS has it in stock for $26, but any place you buy these should have them in stock either now or coming in very soon. So I just wanted to point that out. The other reissue was this. Now, this Phantom Strike Squadron 4-pack, which really it's one figure with 2 Target Masters and then a whatever that little swoop looking thing is. But I passed on this back in the day. I didn't care for it, but it's shot to like $350 on eBay. People were literally 2 weeks ago paying $350 for this. Now it's getting reissued. Now it's one of those weird things that out of the blue we get a reissue. Imagine if somebody would have bought this 5 days ago for $300 and now they see the reissue. I mean, how does that make a collector feel trying to complete something? So reissues are good, but at the end of the day, it's still a double-edged sword on that. But my son wants one now, so I'm going to go ahead and pick him up one. But it's one of those things. It is good that you can get the reissue instead of paying $350. Also at Target right now, there's a lot of sales at Target, but you can get the Bumblebee, and if you like this mold, the movie studio series Bumblebee, down from $25 to $16.39 if you have a red card, 5% more off. And then this past week, I'll tell you a deal I got, really good deal later on, but sometimes you get like $5 off 40 just randomly, so check your Circle app. I don't really think this is a huge value. It's still $55 instead of $80 on this Legacy United action figure set 4-pack. Most people aren't interested in all 4 figures. Most people that say they're interested in this want 1 or 2 figures or just none. But with that, this is one where someone needs to just buy it and then sell off the rest that they don't want and help someone else out to get what they need. All right, now we've got the HasLab, which I'm just going to probably say it every time I talk about it. I'm not backing this. I didn't back the last 2, which I think were great. The Star Saber, the Death Saurus, those are all great. I have no tie really to this at all, and even Star Saber and Death Saurus, very little tied to those, but I'm getting those Masterpiece third party. But with this is, I think it looks okay. I think it's fine for what it is. I feel like it's a bit expensive. $300. I expected it to be $200, $220 tops, and it was $300. But so it's been a week, and last week it was at 4,100 backers. Now it's at 5,036. So roughly 900 backers this week. It is slowing down fast. Now I know that's usually how it goes with these HasLabs, but I feel like that's a bigger slowdown because usually these Transformers ones back real fast. Really fast. And for whatever reason, this one's stopping. So the reasons I'm hearing this week that this is stopping is because people are saying that it's too much waffling, which you don't see in combined mode as much. And it looks too cheap. It doesn't look as good as they like. It's not as big as they want. All these different factors. At the end of the day, okay. But I'm still not in on it, and I would prefer a Masterpiece. It is a mainline scale, a Hasbro mainline scale. It is not a Masterpiece offering. And even the Masterpiece offering was more of a Chug mainline scale when it was the Train Bots. So, looking at this, if you're in on this and you really like it, get it. Other people are saying that they like the Iron Factory one more, for whatever that means. All right, so we've got what appears to be a fire hose of pre-orders that went up. It's, of course, reading it says goes up today, but this was written on the 13th. And what do we got here? So MPG scheduled for release in December of 2025. The Nucleon Quest Power Master, which we saw that, shows these offering it too. Monster Hunter versus Transformers Silver Ryrus Prime. Then we have the Age of the Prime Slingshot, Air Raid, Megatronus the Fallen, and Prima Prime. Studio Series scheduled for release in July to August 2025. So all these other ones, July to August. Transformers 1 Bumblebee, Transformers 1 Central Prime, AOE Optimus Prime, Devastation Optimus Prime, 86 Bone Crusher, which the Devastator characters and Scrapper, and then Gaming Edition Ironhide. Let's look at a couple of in-hand pictures of these. All right, this is Armada Red Alert, which I don't remember reading that off that list. But anyway, there's a bunch of in-hand pictures that I'm going to show, and I just assumed they were all on that list. But this is Red Alert. If you like that figure, that character from Armada, then go for it. Here is the alt mode coming right up. And yeah, looks familiar to me. It looks about like it should, in my opinion. I don't really, in all reality, I don't have an opinion about anything when it comes to Armada. And I probably would just say too much negative stuff. But I think it looks good. It matches source material. All right, next up we got some aerial bots they want to show off here. This is Air Raid and Slingshot, and I think they look fine. People are going to complain about the gaps in the side of the thigh of Slingshot and gaps on the inside of the arms, and it is what it is. It is a mainline Hasbro. You're not getting Fans Toys, X-Trans bots. You're not even getting Zeta out of this. So if you're expecting that, could they have done better, like add a flap? I think they could have. I don't really think that a flap would have cost them a whole lot more to cover up a couple of unsightly areas, but still at the end of the day, they're trying to hit a price point and they're trying to make maximum profit. And here they are in alt mode attacking the Devastator, the Constructicons, and the alt modes look good from the top. They break down a bit from the side. I don't really know so much about the bottom, but it is what it is. I will put it like this. The original G1 figures look better in alt mode because the alt mode was the first goal or the number one priority, and then the bots were always second. And that's kind of one of the problems. In this case, I believe the bots were the first, but then combined they still look good because any of the kind of unsightly stuff's covered by the frame, the parts forming frame. So that's all the in-hand images that we got. All right, so talking about Toy Fair, I did cover it last week, but we are going to talk about it just a little bit more. And this is going to be March 1st through the 4th. Remember, there's going to be some fun stuff, like we're going to know about the new mask, Kinder mask reveals that's coming from the loyal subjects, and we're going to find out a lot more stuff. This is not really for the public. It's a trade kind of thing. It's for the actual producers. The retailers are being sold stuff by the producers, and you're going to see media there and media coverage of it. But it's not like a Comic-Con where, the average Joe's going in there. But it's still going to be very informative, and it is also a hype train. I mean, it used to only be for the industry to hype it, but now it really, everybody's getting hyped by these reveals and the way they display the stuff and all that. So I do look forward to hearing what goes on at Toy Fair. One downside of Toy Fair, though, one year Playmates showed a whole bunch of stuff for Voltron, and then it never came out. They just stopped. Like, it's like 2 weeks later, they just shut the line down and cleared everything out at Target. And now what they made is back at Target. So I'm going to go through some sales deals that I've found. And I'm going to try to link some of this down below. There's a lot of stuff. But this got even cheaper than when I bought. I think I paid like 22 or 23 bucks. Now it's down to 20. Some of this stuff is President's Day sales. But some of it is like price drop, then sell on top of price drop, which is very interesting. I've been watching this a lot lately. It's a sale on top of a price drop. But Orko and Gwildor, which this is the only Gwildor I own in any way, shape, or form. Then we have the Masters of the Universe play set with playing the Talon Fighter and Point Dread. It's like, how on earth, $18.59. That thing came out at 40 bucks, which 40 bucks was a decent value. I really kind of felt like it should have been $29.99, but 40 was okay. But 18 bucks is pretty good. Then we've got okay, this is Target, and I was showing you, I'm going to show you this picture first because I think it's interesting, but they do have the reaction figures up, and if you're interested in Serpentor and I think Duke and some other ones that are up, but I mean, they sell out. Target's selling out of this really fast, wildly popular. Look at it, it says $40 for a Road Pig. Now they've added a sell to that. So the $40.49 was the price drop. Now it's on sale on top of the price drop. It's so strange how they do this stuff. 32 bucks for Road Pigs. I was waiting for a Road Pig. Now I got a Road Pig. And 5% off with your red card. AliExpress, this was a much better deal, let's just say last night. I didn't jump on it. I saw it. I was going to have my son order me one, and then the price jumped up. I'd never seen this before. The price hopped up like $5 or 20% or something. Maybe the markdown was bigger yesterday or the day before, and then the markdown was just smaller. But still, 25 bucks. This is the retro version that they're probably going to get it to you way before the rest of the people get it because it's AliExpress and somehow they have their hands on it now. Well, they have their hands on it now because they're producing it now if you're going to get it in 2 months. And if you don't really care about the packaging, then you can get one of these. It's really awesome that for 14 bucks you can get this Snow Serpent, the retro Snow Serpent. It's a great price for a troop builder, AliExpress. But again, I'm not vouching for any of this. I'm not vouching for this. It is, I don't know. It might show up, it might not. You might have to like do something in 2 months if it doesn't show up. But if you want to roll the dice and try to get some cheap troop builders, now's the time. Alright, Street Fighter. This is up for pre-order. Pretty much everywhere that sells Jada Toys Street Fighter. But it's 30 bucks at BBTS. And probably everywhere else too. I've got them coming from Gundam It. I think they're a little bit more from Gundam It, but I got them coming from Gundam It. Hopefully I can get them a little sooner than they show up. Last time they showed up first from Gundam It before they showed up at BBTS. And I thought that was kind of fun. So we'll see if that happens again. It is a few bucks more from Gundam It, but BBTS has them for 30, and save some bucks if you wait a little bit. 4 Horsemen Retailer Appreciation Wave pre-orders now available for whatever all that means. It's Mythic Legions Vernalis Ardenscale, 50 bucks. Cosmic Legions Phantom Trooper, 50 bucks. Figure Obscura Gods of Ancient Egypt, Anubis and Bastet, $70 each. Frankenstein's Monster is $75. Ghost of Christmas Past, $70 if you're in on any of this stuff. Alright, I haven't talked yet about this. This is the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Spider-Man. And it's $50 for a Spider-Man that is it's supposed to be better and more premium than other ones they put out. I don't see it. I just do not see it. And I have a CT Spider-Man I got for 30 or something like that. And I think that that one is every bit as good as what I need, but I'm not a Spider-Man collector. I really don't need any more Spider-Man whatsoever. But people have been analyzing the heck out of this, talking about how it's too much, and of course it's selling out, which is, it's ridiculous, actually, if you ask me, that so many people complain about the price, but yet it still sells out, yet the same people buying it have like 20 Spider-Men already. But, you know, who am I to talk? I mean, I have more than one Optimus Prime, and I'll buy another one. I mean, I understand that. But for me, as a non-Spider-Man collector, what do I think about premium $50 figures coming from Hasbro? The problem is that people want to collect in a certain price point. And yes, there's a bunch of extra stuff thrown in here, but it's not like the G.I. Joe figures. When you get a $45 G.I. Joe figure that comes with an animal and a ton of accessories that are pertinent to the entire line versus just different configurations of one figure, it's a little different in my opinion. But it's still selling out. The collectors love it. I wouldn't buy it. There's one hanging at Walmart right now for $25 or $30 that I don't want. Our good friends at Mondo have put up pre-orders. You have to go to the Mondo store to get it, $202. The first set. So I ordered the first set and I got like a $10 off if you spend so much. I hope they do that again before I place my order. I would love for that to happen, but it would be nice. Anyhow, this is the Real Ghostbusters Egon and Boogeyman Collector's Pack time theme. Hey, do you want to know how to make Mondo your friend? Give them $200 for two 1/12-inch action figures, 1/12 scale, 6-inch action figures, which the Boogeyman is a lot larger than 6-inch. I will eventually pre-order this. I will eventually get it. You have until March 13th to place your order. Alright, Masters Replicas has been making a comeback in recent years, and these are 4.5-inch scale figures for $26, shipping Q3 of 2025. And of these, the two in the middle are the ones that they're talking about. It's the Admiral Picard from Season 3 of Picard, and then Spock from Strange New Worlds. The question is, how come they're not making classic versions of Star Trek? And the reason is because Playmates has done it, and then Playmates tried to do it again and failed. So why not give something different that Star Trek Trekkies can go trek down some original Playmates or Playmates reissues in that fashion, but to get something different that hasn't been made yet is what I think they're trying to do. I don't know what's going on with the three characters on the right though, but you can tell the one on the left's Worf, and then it looks like number one there. But good looking figures overall, $26. I mean, that's kind of where you're at this day and age for a relatively boutique type of 4-inch figure, 4.5-inch figure. So from the pages of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic series The Last Ronin comes Casey Marie with motorcycle 7-inch scale from NECA, and the figure features 3 swap-out portraits, multiple interchangeable hands, a 7-inch scale motorcycle, a removable cloak, weapons, and a stand. It's in stock at the NECA store right now. It's going to come to BBTS, Entertainment on Earth. I think BBTS has it up too. It's not something I'm into, but it's Turtles, and the motorcycle looks cool. So I did find out a little tip that if you are looking for Terminator, the Terminator John Connor motorcycle, that the exact same one was used with the Casey Jones in this sort of line. So if you find the one at Walmart with Casey Jones and a motorcycle, that's the John Connor motorcycle from the SDCC, which was commanding $200 for the set because of the motorcycle. And you're welcome. Well, actually, you're welcome to Bobby Valla. Thank you, Bobby Valla. NECA seems to be leaning really hard on their horror. I thought we saw this before, but this one is the Horror of Dracula NECA Ultimates Van Helsing figure. And this, it looks good, but I thought we've seen it before. Anyhow, it's one that is going to be coming up for pre-order at your BBTS or Entertainment Earth. Van Helsing, if you're into the horror. I'm not so much. I pick and choose, but a lot of people want to get a full shelf fleshed out of horror, and I understand why. And yeah, the Dracula looks good too. Next up, we've got another NECA line. This is Planet of the Apes, and I did get that 4-pack from BBTS for $130, and I thought I found this at Target. So now I got to go dig mine out and make sure it's not a different one. But even if it's a different one, I've got plenty, so I'm good on this line. I don't need everything they make for this line. But this is Legacy Series Gorilla Soldier 7-inch action figure, and it's $38 or so. You might find it at Target. Get your 5% off with your red card, and maybe some of the other deals that you stack in there. But it features Gorilla Soldier, 2 alternate heads, alternate hand, 2 batons, a catching pole, rifle, belt, machine gun, backpack. I really do like this entire series of movies. I didn't watch them all, though, so I really should go back and watch them all. I remember watching 2 or 3 of them, but the first one, of course, is the best, and they just go downhill after that, but it's still fun, and the whole concept of it. But to be able to put together a modern, good-looking display of these characters, NECA is nailing it. Absolutely nailing it. And the Mego stuff's before my time. I'm not into the Mego stuff. Not the 8-inch Mego that, yeah, I'm not into that. So I'm not getting it. It looks like Todd McFarlane's making, get this, another Batman. Like, it's an 89 Batman. I thought they already made an 89 Batman. I thought they've made 3 or 4 of them already. But, okay. I've got a NECA 89 Batman. I will admit this looks fantastic. I don't know about the way he's spreading his wings, but I think that's actually how they did it in the movie. But it looks good. The figure itself, just the figure itself, all I have is this one image, and it looks fantastic. And with that, it's based on the 89 film. It looks really good. I'm assuming he still just used the same buck, and just slightly different paint apps, a different cape, but yeah, it still looks fantastic. Then again, 89 Batman is my Batman. I've warmed up to Adam West and the 66 stuff, but 89 is where it's at. Alright, this is the saddest part. I don't know if you call it sad or pathetic. The saddest part, most pathetic part of the news, and that is Star Wars. The new Vintage Collection Case Assortment pre-order processing from Entertainment Earth, and this is what's in it. You get the wave includes Stormtrooper Dr. Evazan, Aura Singh, Lieutenant Callahan, and Chopper in Imperial disguise, which I'm not gonna lie, I think that some of the character selection here is cool. I'm excited for a few of these. Maybe even I'd be in on all of them if the price is right. And so, out of this week's news, this is the best part of the news, but still at the same time, it's old news. Now the new news, is new epic world of action, Brutus and Chewbacca revealed, and these are the really cheap, like $10 ones, but these have extra accessories, so they might be $12 or $15, I don't even know the price points on these. $12.99, $12.99. Yeah, that's crazy that they're that expensive for what they are. $12.99, and they just really feel sub, let me put it this way, sub Power of the Force 2. They don't even feel like they live up the Power of the Force 2 level, in my opinion. And from what I've looked at on the toy aisle and all that, and Power of the Force 2 stuff was $5 back in the day. Double that, $10. But anyhow, this is the new news. Now, I haven't actually gone and validated any of this stuff myself, but every time I have, it's been accurate. So what they mean by some of the deals are dead, it means the fact that they probably no longer are either the items sold out or that they're no longer that price, which means it's sold out. But IG-12 and Grogu, I was like organizing stuff and I came across my IG-12 and I just want to go back in time and slap myself because I think I paid full price for it back in the day, and just go back and slap myself and say, hey, wait till they make edition number 5 and then get that one with the Grogu for $9 instead of paying your 20 something for Darth Vader, $8.49. I told you that was going to be a hit. Darth Vader, $8.49. I don't know who the Naywood is, and then Mandalorian Mines of Mandalore, $8. Grand Admiral Thrawn. These are all Black Series. These are 1/12 scale 6-inch. Not quite to the level that we saw back in like 2016 or 2015 when they were 3 cents. So let me know what else is going on out there. I'm going to leave you the picture from Dave Russell, Alpha Action Elite 01. That's an RC right there if she don't transform. But anyway, what else is going on? Please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.